All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Friday, October 25th, set today by Tramp. It's the end of another week. I thought the week was fairly easy except for Enigmatist on Wednesday, so we may be due another tough one from Tramp. Let's see what he has. Closing piece from Super Tramp Live, Sit to Play. I am wondering if we have to lift and separate Super Tramp. Setters often refer to themselves, and it would be I or me. So maybe it's the closing piece from super would be an R, and then tramp might be RI. Live might be be or exist, or it could be live. Sit to play. To play, of course, could be an anagram, indicator, or maybe it's the definition is closing and it's piece from super might be the S and then I or me, oh me. Um, no, that doesn't come to me. How about the Downs? Put out once more by class of 24 children. Could the definition be put out, evicted? Now, why 24 children? That's 2 dozen. Is there a word for 24? Like dozen, is there a word for 2 dozen? Are Roman numerals XXIV? I don't think so. Oh, maybe it's put out once more. Could be reissue. Children can be issue. So how is class of 24 re? I don't see that, but I do. Let me put it in. Just I like the definition matching children. RE. It's not the outer letters of 24. No, don't see it. Okay, how about case of husband stuck in traffic? Well, the case can be the outer letters, but H and D, especially if they're going to be stuck inside something for traffic. Oh, husband can just be H. And I think we're going to put that in a 4-letter word for traffic to get case. What's another word for traffic? Oh, it could be, well, it could be car traffic, but it could also be to traffic in goods, to sell. And with the H would be shell. That's one where you think there's probably a lot of other words that might fit that, but what would that do for closing piece from super? Could, yeah. Oh, yeah, it might, we might have an anagram of sit at the end. No, I'm not seeing it. Okay, romantic date at end, bored by tramp. Well, tramp, I think here will be I or me, and it's going to bore or go inside. Probably. At end. Although date at end sounds like it's cluing the E at the end of date, but what's another word for romantic? No. Darned large hole in main section. A hole we've seen before can be the letter O. Large can be L. So I think we're going to have LO somewhere inside. Is it going to be darned? And then is that going to be darned as in your socks or the damned United? darned, large hole. And then what's main section? No. Drunk this can, leaning against bar. Drunk can be an anagram indicator, but this can is only 7 letters. No. Let's do one more down. Stop Crazy Basil, taking over hotel. That's a great clue. Of course, we think of Faulty Towers, one of the best comedy series of all time. But Crazy Basil, yeah, so I think that's going to be an anagram of Basil, and it's going to take inside it an O for over, and then an H for hotel. And I presume then the definition is stop. Yeah, are the O and the H going to go together? They're funny letters. If it is, let me try the anagram helper just to see if anything jumps out at me. Basil O, biohazard, stop. Oh, it could be AL at the end, but or IS. Yeah, I'm seeing some Irish words in there, but oh, abolish, of course. Took me a while to spot that one. I'm sure you all saw it before I did. All right, back to the acrosses now. Terrible article, not after hits, looking back. So is looking back the definition, or is it a reversal indicator? Article would be the, a, or an. Yeah, I think it might be a word for article. Although terrible could be an anagram now. There's too much going on there. How about conceal skin? A double definition. If you conceal something, you hide it. And an animal's skin could be its hide. All right, one fading out record. Speaker restricting volume before album's opener. Wow. Long clue. I presume, let's say, one fading out might be the definition. Record, we've seen EP. Disc. Disc makes a good start to a word. Yeah, dismantler or something. Oh, the speaker, I think we've seen before, can be I or me. I am the speaker. Restricting volume, but that sounds like it's going to go around VOL, I think. And then that's going to go before an A for the album's opener. No, don't get that. All right, a year in squalid neighborhood retreat. Again, retreat could be a reversal indicator, or it could be the definition, because I don't think a year would be the definition. In oh, maybe it is. Maybe it's a, let's see, we need an S near to an L. No, I thought it might be a hidden clue with reversal, but it's not that. No. All right. Used to perform with Rick, missing cover of 24. Okay, I think we're going to have to solve 24, although it might simply be missing the first letter of 24. Of course, the mind goes to Rick Astley. I don't know of anyone whose reputation has turned around so much as Rick Astley in the last 10, 15 years. I think we now realize just what a great singer and performer he was, and he's a funny chap. And he does great versions of Smith's songs. Used to perform. No, I don't get it. All right, pick up could be a homophone. Tracks opening sounds like a T. With class, beat from organ. Oh, I wonder if it's going to be a bodily organ. Pickup might be here. Yeah. And then the tracks opening is the T. Yeah, so I think it's actually a beat from an organ. So heart, well, heartbeat, but what's another word for beat that would describe your heartbeat? And it's going to be a synonym of class, I suppose. Form. Yeah, I don't get that. All right, conservative Rudy Giuliani. Well, talking about reputations changing in the last 20 years, how his reputation has changed. Initially hit out. Well, Giuliani initially could be the G, or initially hit could be that H we have. Yeah, so it's the R and the G, the initials of Rudy Giuliani, plus HIT, and they are out or anagrammed to get right. Right wing, I suppose. Skirt in church, causing offense. Another good surface there. Church is usually CE for the Church of England, or CH. So I presume we're going to put a 3-letter. Of course, it doesn't have to be the skirt you wear. It could be the verb to skirt. Yeah, so I think the skirt of something might be its rim. So it does go inside CE. And a crime is an offense. Let me just try these couple of downs. I.e. teetotal dude, originally going out for something alcoholic. Yeah, the I.e. teetotal just looked so weird. I thought immediately of an anagram. So I think, let's see, it's going to be 13 letters. I.e. teetotal is 10. So then maybe the dude originally another D, but then we need 2 more letters if I'm counting right. Yeah, but out again might be the anagram indicator for something alcoholic. Yeah, I don't see it. I think it would probably be something of something. No. How about arrangement for Supertramp? Only one piano. Ordinary, not electronic. Making cut. Supertramp, one of those bands, I've always liked the songs of theirs I've heard, some great songs, but never picked up on other albums. But I'm thinking we're going to anagram Supertramp, which is 10 letters. But so it's saying only one piano. Well, piano can be the letter P. So I guess it's Supertram. And then ordinary, not electronic. I don't know what that is. Oh, I think we also have to change the E in super to an O for ordinary. And then I think it's going to mean a cut. Is that going to be a haircut? Anyway, let's see. Supor tram. Is that right? Ramp, rump. Oh, yes, a cut of beef. I think it's a rump roast. There we go. Quite convoluted wordplay. I mean, the surface reads well, but it is very roundabout to get to this, yeah, the wordplay. Anyway, I did it. Whew. All right, how about this one? Turn 16 and develop. Now, is that going to refer to 16 across, turn right and develop? Or just the number 16? No, I'm going to go back to the acrosses. Hearing, hit single in chart. Finally. Now, could this be a homophone? Hit single number 1. Or it could be, yeah, it could be hit, hearing a homophone for a word for hit. And then single, could that be just an I for 1 inside chart, or a word for chart, and it's going to mean, maybe the definition is hearing as in a court case. No. All against, cutting, weird, single. Another single. Yeah, not sure what that is getting at. Perhaps many perch in toilets, turning around to grab chain. There's a visual for you. Actually, I'm just stopping to think when I was last in a public toilet which had a chain on it. Maybe I don't get out enough. Perhaps many perch could be the definition. Yes, I think it's a collective noun for fish. School. Toilets are loos, but you turn that around and it grabs CH for chain. Now, I'm not sure why CH is a valid abbreviation, but I know a chain is a length, a unit of measurement, right? So I presume it's from that you can have CH. Anyway, I did like that one. All right, how about, I like this. A, in a terrible state, fine when treated with tablet. Yeah, I don't know what that hyphenated word is going to be. Okay, how about clearly in good health? I'm just thinking good health is going to be a toast of some kind. And that word will also mean clearly. Or it could be a charade, G for good plus something for health. But I don't see it. Chin chin, prost, slancha, no. All right, scream over tune in production for a long time. Yeah, I think it may mean a long time. We're going to have to put a word for scream over. Is it over just a word for tune? In production, could that be an anagram of tune? No, I don't see that. Following regulars to sue for slander. Yeah, we're going to take regular letters out of to sue for slander. And it's going to mean following, or maybe regular letters. No, we won't have enough for yeah, don't see that. All right, herbal, or herbal if you prefer, tea, not completely hot, is an espresso. Ooh. What is this going to be? Is an espresso. Hot as H, but that's all I've got. I am wondering if it could be Nescafe. Just because they have Nespresso, but I don't see that. Improvises, lots, following note. All right, I think it's going to mean improvises, and we're going to have a word for lots following. Well, there's so many things that a note can be. A through G, or do, re, mi, fa, so, etc. Or N, it can also be N for note. In fact, I think it is N. I thought of that. And then thinking of a word, it would have to be N double O, I think. And I thought of, well, people can noodle on the piano or on the guitar. I'm not a big fan of noodling on the guitar, but anyway. Oodles, of course, are lots. Bootlegger, perhaps, caught round main stage. All right, caught can be C. Round again could be an O. And then main stage. I think bootlegger, apart from the person who's bootlegging, can that also be a boat? Not sure. All right, last one. Part of ship in harbor, stormy sea over west. I'm thinking maybe it's going to be a part of ship. Can harbor simply be an H and then an anagram of C, which would then go over a W? No, I don't think so. H, he saw, Jesus. No, that's a shame because I think that might have given us our clearly in good health. Yeah, let me pause and I'm going to drink my water for good health and think about what you might say. Yes, I don't think it is the toast. I think it's just if you're in good health, you are well. And how does clearly mean well? I think just as a modifier, he was clearly well. He was well. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. So maybe the anagram of C goes around the W. I think there is horse. Has that something to do with ropes? Let me pause and look that up. Well, apparently the horse is the part of a ship where the horse holes are located. But then more usefully, the space between the bows and anchors of an anchored ship. And I think maybe hawsers are the the ropes, but anyway, I knew there's something to do with ropes related to that. Okay, doesn't really help me just giving us an E. Following. No. All right. Where else did I pick up some possibly useful? And I still don't have anything for my heart. Okay, year in squalid. Neighborhood. Retreat. I'm going to pause and just think about what letter might come before the S. A vowel, or could it even be a silent P? Let me think about that. I wasn't coming up with anything. I think the problem for me was the letter between the S and the L. I never thought of a Y. I had to go to wordplays.com and the word asylum was there. Now I see the squalid neighborhood is a slum. You put year, Y, inside of that, and the A is just an A. And a retreat, I suppose, could be asylum. All right, that was a tricky one. Here's our romantic. Date at end. Bored by tramp. No. My closing piece from Supertramp Live. Sit to play. No. What is this? Class. Class can be an adjective meaning very good. We used to say that. Oh, it was class. Class in a scientific way. Heartworm. Heart. Oh my goodness, why am I not getting that? Okay, it would be nice to get this one. Terrible article, not after hits. Looking back. No. Oh, so now we do have 24. So used to perform with Rick. Missing. So that just, I think, missing an S. Yeah, I don't know. Rick Astley, Rick Wakeman, Rick, what other Ricks are there? Springfield, Rick, oh. But that certainly doesn't sound like the definition at the end, missing cover of 24. Oh, of course, now I understand two down, I think. Class of school children. Ah, yes, religious education, I think RE is a class. Okay, so there's a little bit of referring, cross-referencing, but I think those are the only two that refer to 24, which is sort of weird, but okay, now I think I get that. But how now? Missing cover of school? So then is the definition used to perform? I don't see it. Yeah, and what would this one be? Something V for against? Or just all, maybe against is only a connecting word? All could be everyone. would fit. But then cutting weird single. Well, single could be the one at the end. Ah, I think it is every one. I think against is the V for versus, and that is cutting EERY. So I think that must be an alternative spelling of, I would spell it EERIE. But I think that's right. We're past the 30-minute mark, so I will check that one. It is right. Okay. All right, so now turn. Ooh, I wonder if that's going to be revolve. Yes. So we do cross-reference 16 across, which is right, which can be abbreviated to R. And if you develop, you evolve. And that gives us revolve. All right. Oh, yeah, this weird one. In a terrible state. Fine when treated with tablet. Oh, could it be an anagram of fine and tablet? Let's try that. That would be a good anagram. In a terrible state. Ah, flea bitten. That's very clever. I like that one. All right. Slowly but surely. I think this might be another long one to grind out those last few clues. Here was our bootlegger, perhaps. Caught. Could be the CO. I'm wondering if a bootlegger in music, recording a concert and then making copies of it, a copier. So bootlegger, perhaps. And I think the main stage, main as we often see, meaning the sea, could that be a pier? It's very unlikely, but I'm going to check that one. It is right as well. We'll just take a look and see what they say at 15 squared about that one. All right, I'm not going to get any more letters for 28 across. Scream. Oh, could that be belt? Belt out. Over tune in production for a long time. I'm wondering if the definition could be in production for a long time, but I'm not sure what that would mean, or what would be one word for that. Is it some animal with a long gestation period? What's going to come between the E and the T? S or N are probably likely. Scream, overtune, in production for a long time. Yeah, I think it's going to be some word like eternity, a long time. I think I'm going to have to go to wordplays.com for this one. All right, it is a long time, but not as long as what I was thinking. It's merely a century, which doesn't seem that long to me now. And so to scream is to cry, and that goes, tune in production, sure enough, is an anagram of tune. All right, very tricky. Where else have I got? Well, I got another T for this. I'm going to pause and just count those letters again and see if I can get to 13. I think it is an anagram of IE teetotal plus the word dude, but that's one letter too many, so the original letter of dude is going. So we lose one of the D's. I'm wondering if it might be French, not crème de menthe or vin de table. It could even be du. Anyway, let's try the anagram helper. We have so many E's though, and T's, and then UDE. Eau de toilette. Is that alcoholic? I suppose it is. But I think that's what it is. All right. Eau de toilette. All right. Not what I was expecting at all. All right, so now used to perform with Rick. Used to perform. Rick missing cover of. Which course could be the S and the L from school. Or I could just be missing the S. Nope, don't see it. Okay, our heart class. Yeah, let me pause and think about that one. Well, I got to R, and I think your heart rate would be the speed of your heartbeat, and class, rate, first class, first rate. I think that works. All right, so now, is there something for romantic? Date at end, bored by tramp, which of course could be ME. So then date at end would end in R. But what's romantic? Paramour. No, do not see that. We have an A, very unhelpful for the one fading out. Record. Could it be EP, EPA, restricting volume? No, I don't see that. All right, well, this isn't Nescafe. That's good. But herbal, tea not completely hot. That is an espresso, is such a weird phrasing. It sounds like we do have to use that in wordplay. I think there is this word came up recently, tisane. I'm wondering if T, I-S, N, E, is it in the plural? There's nothing really to indicate, is there? Tisane, I think it's just, well, it has to be just one S. Let me go ahead and check this. It is right, but I don't really understand it, other than it's something to do with herbal tea. Oh, it's a hidden clue, not completely. Yes, all right. So I do see that. It is funny, there's nothing really to indicate it's going to be in the plural. I wonder if people will question that. All right. Following regulars to sue. So maybe, because we do have some S's in sue for slander. So I'm wondering if we do take every other letter, but funny, we have an S something E. Well, if we were skipping letters, we would just have SE. Yeah. Following. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to use word plays for this one as well. All right, I'm glad I used word plays. I don't think I would have come up with this word. I mean, I know casting aspersions, but I don't think I've ever heard asperse as a verb. And I don't really follow the word play. Following regulars. Following might be as, um, but I don't see it. Regulars, can that be pers? No. And then the Sioux has to be part of the wordplay. So yeah, maybe the regulars to Sioux are the final S and E, but what's the asper then for following? Oh, as per regulations, I think. Tricky, very tricky. All right, just one left in the bottom. Hearing. Is it going to be a court case of some kind? Hit single in chart. Finally. Or is it going to be a word for finally? Yeah, I'm going to pause and run through the alphabet. All right, I think it might be listening, which we all know is not the same as hearing. But let's see. Hit single in chart. Finally. Chart could be listing, maybe. But where does the EN come from? Let me check this one. It is right. We'll have to look at 15 squared for that. Ooh, so 7 now. 7 down ends in IAN, ION. Drunk, this can, leaning against. Oh, I wonder if leaning against is on. And so I think then we anagram this can before it. And yeah, I think if you bar, we had sanction the other day. Oh, no, it's not sanction. Dang it. All right. What? Oh, I'm missing an H. Okay, let's try the anagram helper. This can on. And it should mean bar. Yeah, am I getting this right? Yeah, I'm not sure. Sanction with an extra H. Yeah, maybe it's, yeah, no, I think it must be, well, no, maybe it's IAN and the O goes in the first half, but I'm still not seeing a word bar. Yeah, it just doesn't seem quite right. I must have made a mistake somewhere. All right, I'm going to try word plays and see if that can bail me out. There is a word. I have heard it. I do know it. A stanchion is a beam or a bar, I suppose. All right, tricky one. It does give us a nice C used to perform with Rick. Missing cover of 24. Yeah, I really feel like we're missing something here and not just the cover of 24. Well, with the I and the C, maybe we anagram Rick with some, but yeah, then what's the anagram indicator? Perform, I would think. Well, with Rick has 8 letters, but then what do we do with missing cover of? Yeah, so what's the word ending going to be? Let me just check abolish. That must be right. Yeah. And stanchion must be right. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pause, give it a moment's thought, and then go to wordplays.com. Well, I was thinking about the letter between the C and the I, and I got as far as CTI, and then I thought, oh, it's probably a CTIC, or if it was a T, which I thought was very unlikely. But then I thought of didactic, and I know that has something to do with teaching, didactic methods. Used to perform, I think, is did act. Rick, I think, can just be Oh, well, I suppose it's RICK, but missing the cover. And so the definition is of school. I really did not expect that to be the definition. I think I even said that earlier. Oh dear. Tramp got me. All right, darned large hole in main section. Again, is main. Surely he wouldn't use main to refer to the sea twice. But L-O. Yeah, I was just thinking about the L and the O, and then I thought, well, maybe it doesn't start with L and O, but they go inside something. And then I thought of, well, bloody. Of course, as children, we weren't allowed to say bloody, very much frowned upon. Very mild nowadays, but anyway. So it is large and over a whole, and the main section of something is the body, of course. All right, terrible. Ooh, abysmal comes to mind. Yeah, we had quite a lot of Y's in the crossword today, it occurs to me. And like in asylum, not always in an obvious place. I think I had that in Octurtle as well today. There were some funny Y's. So how does this work? Terrible is the definition. Article must be A, not after. Oh, I think hits looking back is lambs going backwards. I think not after might mean by. BY, that, well, if it's not after, it's beside it, it's by it. That's the part I'm struggling with, but we'll see what they say at 15 squared. All right, nothing but vowels here. Oh, that's terrible. One fading out. Um, speaker, a record, speaker restricting volume before albums. Oh yeah, so I think the speaker might go around the outside of, could it be volume before the A for albums opener? So that leaves us record and speaker, which would have to be A something O R, I suppose. Oh, orator. I don't think there's a word ora volator, is there? But I'm wondering if it's going to be something like that. And we still need the record, our record. No, I don't. I think I'm going to have to use wordplays.com for this one. All right, well, there is the word evaporator, which, as somebody who relies on air conditioning, I know all about the evaporator coil. But I'm not sure I would have thought of that as one fading out. But I suppose something that is evaporating is somehow fading out. The record is, I think, an EP. And then a speaker. Oh, it is an orator. Okay. Together they restrict V for volume before the A. My goodness, that is pretty tricky. All right. Romantic. So I think it must be a dreamer. Oh, is there a Supertramp theme? Yes, there is. I think this may be one of the first times I've spotted a theme, but I was seeing Dreamer and immediately, probably because of that Supertramp clue earlier, I thought of their song Dreamer, which again is a great one. Oh, and of course, Right, Right, Too Bloody Right. Um, I think they do have something about asylum, but I'm not sure. But there's Crime of the Century is one I know is one of their albums. Surprised we didn't have Breakfast in America. Noodles, do they have something about noodle? I think they did noodle a bit on their albums, which is maybe why I didn't pick them up. What else? Heart rate, listening. Did they have one about Are You Listening? Flea bitten, I'm not sure. Well, school, I think they did have something about school, but not sure about that. We will see when we get to 15 squared. I think one of my favorite Supertramp songs was after the main guy, well, one of the main guys left, and they had the song Cannonball. I always liked that one. All right, so appropriately, the only one left is One Across, closing piece from Supertramp live, Sit to Play. There is the word prosody. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. I think it's something to do with literature, prose, poem, something. Oh, maybe it's part of a play, or maybe it is a closing piece. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm wondering if it's the closing letters of. No, because we have an S and a D, but we do have the end of the play is a Y. I'm going to check that one. No. All right. I think it's going to be preside, but I'm going to reveal it. It is preside. Um, can I work out why it's preside? Well, closing piece from Supertramp turns out to just be the P. And if you live somewhere, you reside. And sit to play. That must be the definition. I don't quite get that. Anyway, let's check all. Looks like everything is still there. Well, I suppose it was inevitable that Tramp would have a Supertramp themed crossword at some point. Anyway, let's head over to 15 squared. All right, the blog today is by Andrew. Good mixture of clues, some easy ones, and a few that took a bit of working out. That was certainly true for me. Best wishes to those heading to York. Oh, I think there is some kind of a crossword weekend in York. So are any of you going to that? It looks like Andrew did not spot the Supertramp theme. He may be too young. All right. So Chambers gives the definition to be at the organ or piano. So it's not presiding over a meeting, which is what I was thinking, but as a kind of conductor. All right. And by, sure enough, is not after. By, that's a tricky one. Let's see, 19, anagram of single in. I did not spot that, but that's, yeah, so obvious now that I see it. And then 29, as per, yeah, according to or following, and then the alternate letters of Sue. Re, sure enough, is a class of school, and issue are children, all right. Let's see. 22, copier, C plus O plus, sure enough, appear is a stage over. Now Andrew asks, is H a standard abbreviation for harbor? Anyway, I'm sure someone, well, yeah, so they quote Paul Simon. Not seeing, here we go. It's the 50th anniversary of Crime of the Century. All 8 tracks are here. School, Bloody Well Right, Hide in Your Shell, Sure Enough Asylum, Rudy, If Everyone Was Listening. That's great. Thank you, Jay, for clearing all of that up. Shan, who I always enjoy their blogs, saw Supertramp in 1983. Yeah, so some very tricky ones. Ooh, some Jeff Down Under just sold their 40-year-old Wurlitzer. Oh, if I had unlimited money and unlimited space, I would love to have a Whirly, but I can't play, but just the sound of it is wonderful. Got the musical theme, but not the Supertramp album. Yeah, well, that's my case, although it's not before my time. Anyway, that was a lot of fun, especially spotting the theme for once. Anyway, thank you as always for watching. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend.